How India Got Her Freedom Part 1. The year was 1946. The World War had ended and the Quit India movement was long suppressed by the Raj, but the winds of change were blowing. The Royal Indian Navy had expanded rapidly during the war. It was 10 times larger than its size in 1939 and its soldiers had tasted the sweet freedom of a free country. The Royal Indian Navy was back home, but it was more infuriated with the Raj than ever before. Among other demands, they demanded that the release of INA prisoners and the freedom for all political prisoners. But the Crown outwardly rejected their demands. At the same time, unrest was building up in the country, especially over the INA trials. And then it happened. In February 1946, the soldiers of the Royal Indian Navy revolted against the British Crown. A revolt broke out in every port, from Karachi to Kolkata to Bombay. Within 4 days, over 20,000 soldiers had taken control of 78 ships out of 80. British flags were torn down and in their places, the Indian tricolour flew high. Pictures of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose adorned the walls of naval ships. The British authorities were caught off guard. They sent the Maratha regiment to suppress the rebellion and the Bombay naval dockyards. Guns were drawn, and after half an hour of firing, the British officers realized that the Marathas were deliberately firing to miss. And that exact moment, they realized that a much bigger revolt was on its way. The Raj was shaken to its core. They knew they had to act fast before things got out of hand, and so they turned to their last resort. The only man who had always suppressed violent revolts with his peaceful tactics, Mahatma Gandhi. If you go back in history, you will realize the violent revolt was suppressed by Gandhi long before the Britishers. This time was no different. Gandhi and his followers condemned the riots and the rebellion. Even Vallabhbhai Patel and Muhammad Ali Jinnah jointly persuaded the mutineers to surrender on February 23rd. With this revolt suppressed, the Raj knew they had to make some concessions. So Clement Attlee announced the cabinet mission to India. In less than only 5 days, the Royal Indian Navy delivered a mortal blow to the entire structure of the British Raj, from which they never recovered. Friends, this is one of the many chapters that is deliberately removed from our Indian history. Do share this video and buy our magazine for more such stories. Jai Shri Ram.